All right, so what we learned from the political scientist example is that, yeah, samples are bad. What we should do is just talk to everyone. That would be the best thing, right? To just get the whole population. Go talk to every college student so that way we're not leaving out colleges. We don't have to worry about small sample sizes. So one attempt to do something just like that is the census, right? The US Census. It tries to look at the entire US population every 10 years by sending out a mailer, right? And asking questions, trying to get an accurate count of who's here in the US. So I want you to take a moment and think about some drawbacks or limitations to the census. Now, obviously, the census has been in the news a lot recently with the citizenship question. So hopefully the first thing you thought of as a drawback or limitation to the census is the idea that people lie. There's reasons they mistrust the government, depending on whoever happens to be in power at that moment. So people will give misinformation on the census, right? Whether it's intentionally or unintentionally, people will lie on the census. So we're getting misinformation, even though we're spending a lot of money to get it. Another huge drawback, hopefully, is that we're leaving people out, right? The census is only sent to people with a permanent mailing address. So everyone who doesn't have a home is left out. So this accurate picture of the entire US is leaving out an entire population. And the biggest problem to me, especially thinking from a practical standpoint, is as somebody who wants to find information and collect data, this takes a ton of time and a ton of money, right? There's an entire bureau devoted to this. So if you don't have all the time and money to talk to all of the 25,000 students here at Mesa, what you need to do is take a sample. You need to look at a smaller subset, but you need to do a better job than our political scientists did in taking a subset or a sample that is representative of your population. Because even when you do take an entire group like this and try to take everyone like the census, you're still dealing with all the types of bias we're going to see in the next section. You're still dealing with response bias, right? People are giving you misinformation. You're still dealing with undercoverage. You're leaving out groups of people. So there's all sorts of problems, even if you do a census. So if there's going to be problems, we might as well do a sample instead. Save a lot of time and a lot of money. So I'll go through the 4 main sampling methods in the next video. These sampling methods are something I almost always test just because they're a nice, easy vocab term, and it's sort of useful to see that you can see the slight difference in context from a described situation, which is something we're going to have to do later in the course. So this is more skill that's getting at reading comprehension to me, a little bit more than it's getting at the actual vocabulary. Because as we move forward in the course, we're going to always assume we have a simple random sample instead of the other 3 methods that we're going to learn about as well.